What's up, everyone? I continue to get a lot of questions about AMS, which is Amazon Marketing Services, a way to advertise or put your merch shirts at the top of the Amazon listings or search results. So I wanted to come out with a little tutorial on how I set up a sponsored ad in AMS, and also as well as showing you the results I've had on a recent campaign I ran for the Eclipse shirts. So let's get right into it. Alright, so I wanted to show you guys a little more about AMS, and today I'm going to show you, if you've noticed here, I pulled up a search results for the Solar Eclipse shirts. So if you ever see this little thing here, sponsored, these are people running ads on these shirts to show up at the top of the search results. So this is very possible to do. I have another video, I'll put it in the link below, on how to set up your AMS account. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes. And then after you get that set up, this will give you a good sense of how to get this ad up and running quickly. So say you have one shirt that you really like in a niche and you want to pay to get it up front so it can get seen, especially if it's in a hot niche like this. You can see these all have very good ranks and they're selling at a really nice price. So let's go. I'm going to take this shirt, for example, and I'm going to show you how to set up. So this is a shirt that I have here, and I'm going to show you how to get this up and running for fantasy football. That's going to be our example. So here we are this is what the Amazon Marketing Services back end looks like after you get signed up. And what we're going to run today is a sponsored product ad. So you're going to click on this, and it's going to show you this stuff right here. This is here. We're going to actually, if you are brand registered, a brand will show up there. But since most of you are not going to be brand registered, we're going to hit Amazon, and then you're going to be able to hit the ASIN in that you have selected. So you can find the ASIN up here, and you're going to copy paste that. Apologize. You're going to copy paste that, and then I just have to switch back here, and then paste it in here, and it's going to show up here. Now this says ineligible because it's a parent product. Now there is a trick to this. If you hit add all on this page, I believe. Nope. Alright, so let's go back. I've had this problem once before. So that'll be good if you have that. Usually you have to do this and select the size. I believe that's why. And then select this. This is the ASIN right here. And then just did that again. Go back, copy that. Yes, and then it'll let you add this. Sometimes it lets you add all variations. I don't know why it didn't let me that time, but basically it adds that shirt now in that color that you selected. And that's it. Now this is on there. It's gonna show that. Now, if someone clicks on that, yes, it says T-shirt extra large black. If they click on that, it'll still bring them to the regular listing. So don't worry about that. We're gonna name this Fantasy Football Example Ad. And a daily budget of 5 is usually pretty good. The minimum you can do is 1. And we'll say, let's run this campaign continuously. Actually, I'm going to set a date range because if I were to run an ad for fantasy football, I would run it till about probably like the first week of September, because that's when the hottest time is for that. So if you go to Google Trends like we went over in the last video, you can actually see when this stuff was doing good. Because you don't really want to use ad spend in a time that's not ideal for you. So what I did is I took this in the previous, sorry, not 90 days, I want the previous, we'll do 5 years. I was going to do 3, but you can see there's a spike every year, and it lasts from about the beginning of August. You're at about 50% popularity, and then right at the end, the last week of August, the first week of September. It's really hot those weeks, so that's what we're going to focus in on. And we're going to do manual targeting. It's going to give you a bunch of suggestions down here. We're going to start the ads at a quarter. You can start them higher if you want. I like to start at usually even lower than this. 25 gives you a good place. Some keywords you won't rank for if someone's bidding higher. So this is all up to you. You can kind of choose where you want this to be. I have ads that are running below 10 cents. So kind of, we'll actually put it at 20. So kind of, this is something that you play around with and find a place that works for you. But it's going to give you a bunch of suggestions down here. And these say broad match, which there's different ways you can match these, but we're going to go into add your own keywords, and we're going to do phrase. We're going to adjust this to 25 cents, so when we put keywords in here, it's going to add them like that, and then we're going to type some in. So I want to obviously target fantasy football shirt, fantasy football draft shirt. Now, if you just separate these by line, it's going to enter them as separate keywords. So fantasy football commission. No, I don't know if I'm spelling that right. I'm a terrible speller if you guys haven't noticed yet. Fantasy football loser, fantasy football wife. All right, so that's good enough for now. You can use as many keywords as you want, and then the cool thing is, as you get through your campaign, you'll be able to see how keywords are performing, and which ones you want to keep. Do you want to up the budget on some? All that kind of stuff. So after you get the keywords in here that you want, hit add. Now, phrase means if someone types in fantasy football, like anything, your ad will show up for that. So someone says fantasy football hats, fantasy football shoes, fantasy football draft board, you will show up in that. Whereas if you did exact or negative, these are all different. So you can Google how those type of ads works. But yeah, that's basically all there is to it. Your ad is set up here. It's going to give you a summary here, and then all you have to do is hit launch, and you're live. So after that, your ads will be live. It says within an hour, and then it starts reporting after about a day. So yeah, that's all there is to set up your first AMS ad. I know I've had some questions on that. It's pretty simple. Some of the other things you can do is add more shirts to the ad if you wanted to later down the road, and you can actually get in there and see the results. Now, I actually wanted to show you some of the results from one of these ads that I had run that was this is a really aggressive strategy when I was trying to push in on the Eclipse niche, and it wasn't that successful, and that happens. I don't want you to get into this thinking every campaign you launch is going to make you money or work out the way you thought it did. Now, just because I killed this after about 4 days because I wasn't seeing progress with it, but that doesn't mean I didn't get additional sales. So some of these, I got a few sales from this campaign, I think maybe 3, so not much, but this one right here that was selling, actually I sold 14 of that same shirt yesterday. So is that the reason it went up and ranked? You can't be completely positive, but it probably helped. So that's a really good thought I have of that. But this is just one of the unsuccessful ones. So, and one I'm not going to be using anymore because obviously it's dead. So this is the one I chose to show you. But if you look at this, you can see at a 50% bid, I was getting impressions on certain keywords. Some weren't hitting. You can see the clicks. This is with a broad match. So you can see what you're getting clicks on. Some of these would have been beneficial to kill, like the high cost per click, or something that wasn't converting. So even though I was getting a lot of clicks, and I was getting high spend and no conversions. This would be something that would be good to keep right here. I would say like anything from 11 to 15% is your max. If you're under 10%, you have a really good campaign. This is a bit too high, but like something. So if you have a campaign like this and it's working, and say you're at 21%, what I would suggest doing is lowering your cost per click down to 20, and then you'd hopefully maybe be able to, if you can keep the impressions up, you'd be able to cut the cost of this in half, which would make this the average cost of each sale. It would make it profitable. And it also depends on what you have your shirt listed at. So maybe if you are getting sales, you can either lower your ad cost per click, or you can raise the price price of your shirt. But yeah, that's about it, guys. This is the general feel of the inside of the AMS, and hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one.
1, 2, 3, 4.